You know, everybody said freedom of dressing, freedom of everything. But there is a way that we are as Africans. There's a way we are as Nigerians. Fine, we have our cultural heritage. We don't dress like that. It's good to import some fashion items like your fabrics and all that, but we need to be cautious. We need to also remember that we have our cultural heritage to preserve. In fact, even normally said, if you dress in a particular way and you walk around in your local streets, the way some women will look at you, the way some mothers will look at you, you know that, this thing I'm wearing is like, it's not good. But so that's the culture that we have, and that's the culture that we should be able to uphold. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong in looking beautiful.
Remember, our dressing is the reflection of our society, our values, beliefs, and attitude. It is clear that the way a person dresses can affect how successful
Vice President Shatima leads Abuja dialogue with youth leadership at Center of National Discourse.
The future of Nigeria will not be decided by circumstance alone. It will be determined by the quality of the decisions we make and the consistency with which we implement them.
50 high-profile suspects nabbed and arms cache seized as police burst nationwide crime ring.
We are confident that our collective effort towards combating crimes will in no time herald a more secure and peaceful Nigeria.
Former Governor Nasir El-Rufai arraigned on 9-count financial crimes charge.
Good morning, Nigeria. Today we shall focus on ending gas flaring in Nigeria, plus Nigeria technology solution to one chance and unsafe transportation.
Nigeria has some of the largest gas reserves in Africa, yet every single day large volumes of that gas are simply burnt off into the air.
And that process is what we call gas flaring, and it has been going on since the 1960s, despite decades of promises to end it.
The cost is staggering, not just environmentally, but economically as well. Billions of dollars worth of gas have been lost over the years.
And beyond the figures, there are real human consequences. Communities in the Niger Delta continue to deal with pollution, health risk, and environmental damage.
What makes it even worse or even more complex is that this is not just a technical problem. It is also about infrastructure, enforcement, and economics.
But now, there is a shift in narrative, from seeing flared gas as waste to seeing it as an opportunity.
Through programs like the Gas Flare Commercialization Initiative, government is looking to capture this gas, generate power, create jobs, and reduce emissions.
And interestingly, with the global demand for energy rising, especially from technology and data infrastructure, this wasted gas could actually become a valuable resource.
You're right, Yenre, but the big question remains, will this time be different?
That's a great question and very important at this time because, I mean, so many stories in the past. And that's because Nigeria has actually set deadlines before and missed them.
That's true. So can the 2030 target to end routine flaring be achieved?
Or are we heading for another cycle of promises without results?
That's the focus this morning, tracking the policy, the practice, and the possibility of turning waste into wealth. I am Ademola Adeoye. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Nigeria.
I'm Henry John. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I joined Ademola to welcome you to this Tuesday edition of the program. We're reaching live on the network service of the NTA. We'll bring you newspaper review much later, but for now, let's have the morning news. And Ibrahim Dan Hamidou has all of that. Ibrahim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Henry, Ademola, and everyone watching. Here's the morning news. The federal government and Lagos State are equipping Nigerian youth in different sectors to assume roles of structured training, institutional exposure, mentorship and performance, evaluation in building leadership capacity. Vice President Kashim Shettima at the event said the Abuja dialogue is aimed at placing youth leadership at the center of national discourse.
The future of Nigeria will not be decided by circumstance alone. It will be determined by the quality of the decisions we make and the consistency with which we implement them. The Abuja dialogue is important because it gives us space to think carefully about how leadership can be nurtured as a strategic pillar of national development. It brings perspectives into conversation. It allows ideas to test one another. It creates the conditions for wiser policy and stronger practice.
The headquarters Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hatinke says troops of Sector 3 of the task force came under terrorist attack in Monguno in the late hours of Sunday, but were repelled with troops maintaining control of the location. Statement by the Media Information Officer Headquarters Joint Task Force Operation Hatinke, Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba, however, reveals that the commanding officer, while proceeding to troops' location to assess the situation, encountered an improvised explosive device which affected his vehicle, leading to his death alongside 6 other soldiers. Operation Hatinke mourns the loss of commanding officers and other personnel who paid the supreme price in service to the nation. High-profile robbery and terrorism suspects arrested with a large cache of arms recovered by the police during a 3-month nationwide operation.
Operatives of the IRT, acting on credible human and technical intelligence, conducted coordinated operations across Kwara and Kogi states. Preliminary investigation reveals that the gang was involved in armed robbery, kidnapping, cattle rustling, culpable homicide, unlawful possession of firearms, arms dealings, and acts of terrorism, which prima facie case has already been established. We are confident that our collective effort towards combating crimes will in no time herald a more secure and peaceful Nigeria.
Former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has been arraigned on a 9-count charge before the Kaduna State High Court. The charge borders on alleged financial crimes and abuse of office.
The motion for bail was taken by the court. The court took the plea of the defendants. The prosecution amended the charge and removed one person, leaving only Malam El-Rufai to face the prosecution.
The African Democratic Congress caucus in the House of Representatives has urged the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to demonstrate true independence, transparency, and credibility, noting that public perception of its impartiality is critical to the success of future elections. Addressing of interfering in ADC's internal affairs by recognizing a faction of the party's leadership instead of what it called the authentic leadership under former Senate President David Mark. The lawmakers warned that such actions could stop the party from fielding candidates in upcoming elections.
As an impartial arbiter, and instead intervened in our party's internal affairs. The caucus raised concerns regarding the impartiality and neutrality of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Joash Ameputan, to oversee a free, fair, and credible 2027 general elections.
That's the news for now. Good Morning Nigeria continues with Ademola and Yenri after the commercial break. Please don't go away.
Banjul hosts the 17th General Assembly of the AUB, as well as the celebration of 20 years of the Union serving African media. From April 14 to 17, 2026, leaders and experts will gather to exchange their visions, evaluate the progress made, and shape the future of African media. It is also an opportunity for the AUB to raise funds for its foundation against cancer. And to celebrate journalistic excellence, the Grand Awards evening will close the event. Between the flavors of Benachin, the majesty of Act 22, and the rhythms of the Kora and Timba dances. See you in Banjul. African Union of Broadcasting, 20 years serving African media.
Guys, food is ready.
Suitable for jollof rice, stew, spaghetti, and yam portage. Cooked to impress.
Full House Refreshment is goodness to go round. The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment, which contains fresh cow milk. Enjoy Full House goodness filled with essential vitamin and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
You make choices every day. Your essential routine shouldn't be one of them. Start with Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon, that gives you 48 hours moisture. Then, lock in that powerful dark wood scent with Nivea Men Deep Roll-On with Max Tech that gives you 72 hours sweat and odor protection. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin. Nivea Men, proud sponsors of Real Madrid.
TerraCube. Unwrap joy. Unleash taste.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Do you believe in Nigeria? Oh, yes, I believe. Do you believe in our greatness? Oh, yes, I believe. Do you believe in our unity? Do you believe we can fight corruption? Oh, yes, I believe.
ourselves. Let's have the right attitude. We've got all it takes to get there. Let's look inwards and revive all our infrastructures and galvanize our human and material resources. Nigerians, believe in yourselves. Believe we can succeed.
Nigeria, believe. Powered by National Orientation Agency.
NTA Television College Refills Jos, a media hub with the pedigree of training professionals and non-professionals in the field of broadcasting and beyond, invites aspiring broadcasters to register for our short courses for the second quarter of 2026. From 13th April to 10th July 2026, the training will commence as follows. New technologies, optic fiber, IP technologies, automation storage management and wireless technology. Foundation understanding of tax reform and practical application of reform strategies. Intermediate presentation techniques. Administration, a frontier of organizational success. Basic camera operation, audio engineering operation and maintenance, digital satellite, microwave and RF technologies, AI marketing, intermediate drama techniques. These courses are designed to equip participants with practical, market-ready skills in a competitive environment. The college also runs diploma and degree courses. For registration details, course schedule and more information, visit our website at www.ntatvc.edu.ng or call these following numbers: 0803-838-4343, 0806-980-9897. NTA TV College, your gateway to media excellence. Announcer Management.
Thanks for staying with us. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria on the network service of the NTA. Up next on the program is Newspaper Review.
All right, Chukwudi Abuja is right here with us this morning. Chukwudi, good to see you.
Thank you for the way you pronounce my name. You give it time. Thank you very much. Demola, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Chukwudi Abuja. It's a threat to loudspeakers, but just manage.
A threat to loudspeakers. Can you imagine that? Anyways, let's look at the papers quickly and begin with the blueprint this morning. The blueprint leads with Middle East crisis. That's the kicker of the headline. Federal government cuts tariffs on vehicles, food, industrial outputs. The riders, experts' law decision call for protection of local farmers, fear revenue loss. Pope tackles Trump, says, I'm not afraid of you. Interesting times ahead, I must say. Away from the Middle East crisis, we have below the picture story. Army loses commanding officer, 6 orders to IEDs in Borno. We must train harder for operational efficiency. That's credited to Olatunji. And some other headlines below that. The World Bank advice may drag Nigeria back into fuel import trap, according to experts, and that's on page 20. ICPC slams 9-count amended charge against El Rufai. That's on page 11. Ogun APC adopts EIE as consensus Guba candidates. And in a green strip at the bottom of the front page of the blueprint this morning, we have Wike-backed PDP faction renovates National Secretariat ahead resumption. All right. Let's look away from the PDP. Above the masthead, court refuses to stop Tantita, NNPCL orders from pipeline protection. That's on page 17. And finally, Mark-led ADC defies INEC, holds convention today. All right, that's about it on the front page of the blueprint. Some other headlines, of course, pick up a copy to see all of that. Let's see the Punch now. The Punch leads with Tinubu moves against terrorists after fresh military casualties. Commander, 6 soldiers killed. President meets French general service chiefs. That's on page 2. And finally, just beside the masthead, we have 2027. That's a kicker. Abiodun Oshoba, Daniel Amosun endorse Yayi Ogun APC governorship candidates. All right, that's about it on the Punch.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Yuri. I have the Daily Trust newspaper. And the major headline reads, Against Odds, ADC Odds Convention. That story can be found on page 3 and 4. Tariff cut on vehicles rise could weaken local production, experts. Details of that story can be found on page 21. Court to rule on El Rufai's bail application today. Details on page 6. Again, commander soldiers killed in Boko Haram ambush. All right. Chooks?
Thank you. It's almost becoming routine now. You know, within a few days, we mentioned that some of our soldiers have gone, you know, to the other side in the process of protecting us and all that. And you don't know how to keep on talking about it on and on. But my people say that if something you're killing has not died, you don't put it in the bag. So keep on talking about it. It's really unfortunate that this commander, 6 soldiers and all, got killed. This time around is an improvised explosive device that caused it. They said they were rushing somewhere following a distress call. You know, these days when you hear these things, you begin to ask yourself, I hope the distress call didn't come from those who, I hope it was not sabotage and all that, because of the things we get to hear. Yesterday I was listening to one of the 2 generals that spoke to us. And that, look, my brother, the kind of things I heard from them. One of them actually said, oh, it's routine. A few months to elections, insurgency increases because people want to give the government a bad name. A general said that yesterday. And it sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
Of course.
And you say, how can we then all subscribe to one country? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Bloodletting to fuel ambition? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. As we always say, may God, you know, receive the souls of the people who died, and maybe more important than any other thing, look after those they left behind. Because that is always an issue, a very big issue, you know. The cut in tariffs on food, vehicles and industrial output, we like it as a palliative coming in the face of the Strait of Hormuz calamity. But people like me, who are not very good economists, would say, why don't you give cash to salary earners? When they spend, it will get to those who are not working.
What about those who are not salary earners?
That's what I'm saying. When it always percolates down. When they spend, somehow it gets to the welder, somehow it gets to the haircut, the barber, and the rest of it. But people would always tell you,
what's the percentage?
What's the percentage? And again, the caution on raw cash getting into the economy. The inflation they have managed to take down to about 15% from around 27.5 then. That's going to be affected again, you know? Trump.
But the local manufacturers are actually complaining that it will weaken.
It's going to hurt. Yeah, local. Naturally. Anytime you ease the borders for something that is produced within the country, in the country, to come in, you are bringing up an argument that is not going to help pricing for the local man.
In fact, yeah.
But you see, sometimes in life you have to make some decisions that may not be too palatable to your immediate neighbor, because we'll achieve something. You know, I just hope that the people show reasonable understanding while this all lasts. But yes, I want to tell you that things are really getting bad out there. I didn't come to sound an alarm on national television. I was asking, is there a public holiday? There are virtually no cars on that road. I said, no, maybe the public holiday was announced at about 12 midnight. People laughed at me and said, no. There are no cars
to fuel their cars.
Virtually. If you go out there.
How much is fuel now?
Yeah, 1,310, you know, with a little difference, depending on the 20 naira, maybe 10 naira difference depending on the
outlet you're using.
The point is that purchasing power has become a big problem in this country.
It has reduced.
Yeah, purchasing power. You take 50,000 naira out, you come back home, you begin to have the feeling you must have lost money somewhere. You didn't lose anything.
You know, but you see, your opinion about putting cash in the hands of people, I think, you know, government needs to consider that.
My elementary economics still strongly considers that should be done.
This cut in tariff, vehicles, how many people are buying vehicles at this time? Food, how many, what products have been imported, right? Or rather, what kinds of food have been imported?
I think
you understand rice?
Yeah.
Rice is
rice is just the thing everywhere now. We talk about rice all the time.
But that's what I eat.
But is that the only thing that people eat?
Of the week?
Is that the only thing people eat? Eggs. Other things that people want to.
She's talking about balanced diet. I beg, can we talk about basic survival? Eggs, vegetables, omelette. Look, you know I have a lot of respect for you.
No, but I'm just saying.
You need it.
Who needs it?
At your age, you need to eat well.
This is not a personal. ADC is holding that convention today in spite of all the odds. This time around, it's not a go square. There was a little talk about when the night access, the minister said that's not true. They're going to Rainbow Event Center in
Garki. Yeah.
I like the fact that they are determined. Demola and I will talk about the need for pluralism. Widen the choice. Widen our range of choice is very important in a democracy, you know. It's just that
anyway, but the court is deciding on their case today. Anyway,
yes, that's the Mark case. Yes, while Wike is
also the PDP as well.
Wike is backing one faction of the PDP and actually helping to renovate their secretariat somewhere.
Actually, I think the police vacated the headquarters now of the PDP, and the place is open for probably the fashion.
Yeah,
they said it's due for renovation. The Wike-backed PDP faction is about to
It's always been due for renovation. Not be that or data. It's always
in zone 5.
Please, teachers, I'm sorry. It always looks like,
I hope they paid their ground rent.
teacher's house.
I hope they paid their ground rent.
I don't like what we're doing to our teachers and police. I go talk up. You know, it has always looked like old teachers' home. You know, let them give it a facelift.
Why use the old teacher?
But maybe more importantly, let them heal the internal crisis they have. Structures are not going to give you a robust showing at the elections.
Yeah, but at least it should just look good outside. Other things can go wrong inside.
A lady would always like to push the cosmetic aspect of it.
ICPC and
El-Rufai's bill today.
Yeah, they are. It's an interesting case people are watching. My own is due diligence. We make sure that El-Rufai receives justice that is seen to have been done. But if he has committed anything, justice should also be done.
All right, the producer says it's time to go.
That's our own as journalists.
It's time to go. Many thanks, Chukudi. I hope you can get home safely. Do you still have fuel in your car?
Well, the yellow has been showing since, no problem. God day. Now my name, Seth.
It is well, like most Nigerians would say. Thank you, Chukudi. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll get into the conversation. Our first conversation for today, which is on gas flaring. Stay with us.
With a splash of golden terra oil, mums make every dinner a grand family celebration. Her care nourishes you from within. And motivates the mind.
Mums pour pure love to make tasty, healthy, nourishing family meals.
Golden Terra Oil.
Pour pure love.
Shield your families from germs. When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Introducing the new Jig Sachet. Whitening your whites has never been more affordable. Now you can keep whites shining brighter and disinfect by killing 99.9% of germs on your floors and other surfaces. Just jig it with Jig Sachet.
Supramalt Multivitamin Junior. Supramalt Multivitamin Junior. Being mommy simplified.
Once upon a time, there was a land plagued by blandness. Food had lost its flavor and there was nothing left to savor. Just then, the tastemaker arrives to restore taste to this land of blandness. All she did was sprinkle, stir, and serve. And from that day on, they knew one truth. All they need is sprinkle, stir, serve.